Hi, everyone. Today is day 15. Our mantra is sacred union, but more importantly, well, as importantly, this is week 3. So we're starting to get used to this. We have switched out of drama. So again, week 1 is tossing out the drama and starting to learn new habits. Week 2 is really leaning into our power as a creator. And week 3 is bringing in partners. No great thing that has been achieved by one person alone. So when we want to create something bigger than just ourselves, it does require a partnership. Now, so I want you to start thinking of that. And that's what this week is really going to be focused on is Sacred Union is our day 1. But that doesn't mean just your sacred beloved or the person that you're married to, your spouse. I consider that everybody I work with, especially those that I've worked with for a great deal of time, where we really resonate with one another, that it's a sacred union. So, as an example, and by the way, you don't always say that to one another, but if you have a great deal of trust, if you have a great deal of respect, if you are able to talk with that person freely, even if there's an area that you disagree with, freely but respectfully. And there may be look, I have a person that I adore and who is so important to one of my projects. And we get bristly with one another occasionally. But honestly, at the heart of it, I trust him. I really do trust him. It's just our personalities that get bristly. But the underlying thing is we have a sacred union. And I have a sacred union with my webmaster who has been with me for 20 years. And what is that? Again, have I ever told him that? It might freak him out, right? Both of these people, they might say, we're not in a sacred union. Who knows? Who knows what their response would be? Um, but the truth is, you have friends that can finish your sentences. You have friends that can call you out on your stuff. You have colleagues who, if you say, I need this, they'll come back with something that's going to blow your mind, right? And if you don't yet, then it's funny because I did have someone, and I apologize because I do a bit of mentoring, so I have more than one person that might have asked me this. Oh, I do remember exactly who it is. A young person who's getting ready to graduate from college in Australia, and he's like, "Well, how do you even start building community?" And I started by saying something, and if you haven't already watched Field of Dreams, watch that movie. It's a really good one. But it was, if you build it, they will come. So if you have put your heart into something, you've discovered what your passion is, you're willing to put in the work, to put your heart into it, to really learn how to make a difference in that particular area, and you just start doing it and you start inviting people, then you're going to find your people and people are going to be attracted to that same project. I'll give you another example. And I'm not saying this one so that you can invest in it. All right. I don't know about the investment opportunity. We're actually going to be featuring this project in June after our real estate masterclass. But it's called Gratitude Village. It's going to be located in Colorado. And, they're opening it up and inviting people to come become a part of the planning of this village. Well, some of the people that are part of this, they were involved in that whole nonsense of the real estate problems that were in the wake of the Great Recession. So it's kind of exemplary example of all of the things that we already talked about, right? That you lean into the light. You don't wallow in even, look, the only way that you get better and you improve is making mistakes, right? You don't start off playing like Mozart on the piano. You plunk around and play some pretty bad notes for a while. And, it's really hard to get these little pinkies to act as strong as the other ones can act. So it does require, all of the things that we've already worked on for the last 14 days to get to this point. And that's another piece of it. You want to create a sacred union. A lot of times, this is human. I've certainly been guilty of it in the past. Hopefully, I'm over it. But it's really human to say that person is the problem, right? I'm perfect. That person is the problem. And it's really important to be aware, it's just as I was saying to, this young man who's about ready to graduate from college, build it and they will come, create the community. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that, right? It's not like you just go, oh, okay, I'm going to be rich and famous and I'm going to do this and now everyone's going to love it. No, you really have to show that you're doing it, that you have to show something that's showing results, right? So it's not that easy. Same thing with being part of any sacred union is that, you have to be a partner that's worthy of that sacred union. That means you have to be reliable. You have to be a peacemaker. You have to be someone who is leaning into solutions and beautiful solutions. You have to be the person that's not going to be, starting wars. And you have to, a smile goes a long way, right? All of these things are part of being in a sacred union, of creating a community. And a community is that. If you want your community to be your people, then you be the exemplar, you be the light about, that lights up the room and watch what's comes in and is attracted to that. It's it's really magical, but it also makes sense. It's not, it's not some like spell that you cast. It's just be authentic, be real, have something unique, lean into it, and have it be worth other people being attracted to. Okay, so today's mantra is sacred union. And the biggest thing that that means is, are you the person that is shining and attracting and being that part, your part of the sacred union? And if you do find your mind wandering, and it can, whether it's your kids, your spouse, your colleagues, etc., if you find your mind wandering and going, well, I'm really good, but that person over there, pull it back in and say, okay, can I be more of a peacemaker? Can I see more beauty? And will that lift that spirit a little bit? Will that lift the energy level? Will that lift the communication level? So all of those 14-day mantras are a big piece of today's mantra, Sacred Union, and it all is you. It doesn't mean that other people don't make mistakes, are not your people, are not going to be the best fit for the Gratitude Village, are not going to be the best fit for the Earth Gratitude Project. It doesn't mean that. It's okay. And by the way, not all my friends and family are, in love with the Earth Gratitude Project, right? They're still part of my sacred union as friends and family. It's okay. All right. See you tomorrow, and we'll talk more about creating community, bringing in partners, and creating those big projects that were really part of our passions. See you tomorrow.